Hi everyone, so this is a video on an update of my raw food diet experience. Now, I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I am now eating a raw food diet, and if you don't know what that is, it's just when you eat all raw food, nothing is cooked, and you primarily focus on eating fresh fruits and vegetables and then some nuts and seeds as well. So that's what that diet is, and the purpose of this diet is not to lose weight, it's not to become some real thin person, it's for health, and it's about feeling good and having energy and just completely giving your body what it wants to have. So I started doing this overnight. You know, before my diet was very, very clean as well, but I did eat meat, I ate steak, I ate chicken, I ate fish, I ate eggs, I ate pretty much everything that was natural. I did eat cooked food. I did eat a lot of fruits and vegetables as well, but they were, you know, a lot of times cooked vegetables, things like that. So it was a big transition. It was a huge step to take this, you know, my diet to the next level, but at the same time it really fell in place and it was not that difficult to me at all. I did transition overnight, and I did eat a few things here and there that I thought were raw, such as peanuts, that I did find out later that weren't raw, but I mean, I've pretty much, you know, consider myself to be raw overnight, and I'm now right around like 3.5 weeks, something like that, of just eating a raw diet. So I just wanted to share my experience with you guys and kind of what it's been like. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is going through kind of like a detox. And it's known that whenever you start to eat a raw food diet, some people experience kind of like a detox. And I have experienced that, and I think my body is still kind of getting out of that detox because it has only been such a short period of time. But I don't think mine has been too severe because I was eating a very clean diet before, but there are some things that I have noticed. And so, first of all, initially when I started eating nothing but raw foods, I was tired, and abnormally tired. Like, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start eating raw, because I was feeling tired a lot of times when I felt like I should have energy, but I was more tired than normal. So that's one thing that I did experience in probably like the first few days. After that, I started to notice that my skin was breaking out, and that's not typical for me. I might get like a small bump here and there, maybe 1 or 2 a month, maybe right around that time, but it's not typical for me to get breakouts like I did, and they were like big bumps that were painful. I had one right here on my neck. I don't know why that happened, but I had a big pimple right here. I have a little one right here, and then I had a big one right here. I don't know if you guys can see. So that was probably right around week 2 or so, but and then I also had some on my forehead, and then you know, they've healed and they're getting better. They're pretty much done with, I hope. But I still have just a few tiny little bumps like right around here now that have been like appearing within the last week. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're there. And so that's something that's not typical for me, and I think that is part of the detox for me. Another thing is that this was probably like 1 or 2 days after I started to eat a raw food diet. I noticed a neck pain right here that I have never ever felt before. And they say that that can definitely happen whenever you transition into this diet, because whenever you're eating all of these foods that aren't raw, that are cooked, that contain, you know, all of these chemicals and toxins, it's like, you know, you're putting like drugs into your body, and it kind of like numbs your body. It numbs you mentally, and it also numbs you physically. And they say that, you know, whenever you start to clean all that out, then you become more aware. You become more aware of how you physically feel and how you mentally feel as well. And so that really caught me off guard because I'd never felt that before, but whenever I would like tilt my head backwards, it was very, very painful. that is going away, and I'm like working on doing like stretches for that every single day. But that's another thing that I experienced. Another thing that I experienced is I got a cold for like about 3 or 4 days, and that was probably around week 2. And it wasn't really like, I didn't get really sick or anything. I didn't have a fever, and I didn't really feel all that bad, but I got like really congested, and I just had like a little bit of a cough, and just, you know, just kind of that, like, I just had a lot of like mucus and stuff like right around in my face and in my throat. So that probably lasted for right around three days, and then like day 4 and 5, it was like everything was like kind of coming out, and then I started to feel better. So that has been my experience with going through kind of like a detox.